how to test for mold illness or mold toxicity within the body. So hi, I'm Megan. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner and functional blood chemistry specialist, among other things. And mold illness or mold toxicity is one of the big things that we specialize in within our practice. And there's a lot of confusion and a lot of misconceptions about how do we actually test for this within the body and what are some pros and cons of different strategies. And that's exactly what I want to go over today. So if we're looking at mycotoxins specifically, there are three main tests that we would look at, and they are all specific mycotoxin tests. There's one from Mosaic Diagnostics, one from Real Time, and one from Vibrant Wellness. If you're going to go this route, only do the one from Vibrant Wellness for two main reasons. One, it tests for the most amount of mycotoxins, 26 versus 11 and 16 for the other ones. Two, it is the most sensitive. So, for example, if you're not pushing or excreting a lot of these mycotoxins, which is very common because they disrupt a lot of the body's natural processes to get this stuff out, you may not get a very great representation of what is actually within your body, and you may have to do some additional work that can be dangerous. You can have a lot of side effects going into it. And with the one from Vibrant Wellness, you don't have to do that. By the way, we have no specific affiliation with any of these companies. Then the other one that some people will end up doing is a total tox burden test that looks at mycotoxins, it looks at heavy metals and other environmental toxins. Vibrant Wellness is the only company I know that does a good job with this one too. It's a pretty penny though, just a heads up. The next most common one is what we call the MyMycoLab test. This is a really common test for people who don't understand mold and mycotoxins and the immune system. And people who start with immune modulating work first and foremost, as opposed to stabilization or actual drainage, getting this mold out of the body, often from this test because they were trained a specific way and don't understand all of the research that goes into this. This is looking at your immune reaction to mold and mycotoxins, but it's not actually showing a true representation of what is in the body. It is the immune response, not as what is actually in the body. My recommendation is don't waste your money on this. Some people will do allergy testing for mold. Different. Mold allergies and mold illness or mold toxicity are two different things. They are not the same. This will not give us an accurate representation. The last one is what we call an organic acids test. This one is from Mosaic. That is the only one I recommend. There are a couple other ones out there. They are not as good. This is actually our preferred test. Now, for reference, I've taken 6 courses just on this test, along with all the other testing that I am trained in. And I'm also a well-versed and well-trained mold practitioner and specialist, and we've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cases on people with mold illness or mold toxicity, mycotoxin issues. The reason I like this test the most, but you have to really know how to interpret this, and by the way, AI does not do a good job with this. I did a podcast episode all about this and compared it. This is going to look at mold colonization. We also do get insights into mold toxin levels, heavy metal levels, if you know how to read it right. But mold colonization is going to show this, which is really valuable, really important information to know. It's also going to look at a bunch of other stuff that's really, really valuable when it comes to coming up with a starting game plan of how do we start supporting your body. It's looking at yeast and fungal issues, bacterial issues, mitochondrial health, the drainage pathways, neurotransmitter pathways, blood sugar regulation, nutrient deficiencies, so many things. And that is why this is our preferred test. If we're only going to pick one, this is our preference. If you think you are struggling with mold, if you are struggling with mast cell issues, POTS issues, a lot of chronic gut issues that nothing seems to support, you should be looking at mold and see if that is a bigger root cause and that is what you are struggling with, because it is so often missed. If you need help and support with this, we offer free 30-minute consultations. There's a link in our bio to book yours, and we will walk you through, is testing even valuable? In which case, what testing options might be the most valuable and beneficial for you and your specific case.